Through globalization, the issue of child abuse and neglect has been promoted through social media, causing people to become more aware and understanding about the topic. As well as with NGOs like the UN, there have been expectations set out for the world to follow, such as the Sustainable Development Goals.
What is globalization?
Culture.
Globalization is change.
It is connected.
It is international and connected.
It is unity and togetherness.
It is everyone together.
It is the development of connection around the world.
Child abuse is the non-accidental behavior by adults or parents on a child causing emotional and physical harm. There is sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and physical abuse. This ranges from hitting, yelling, slapping, raping, touching. Neglect is the failure to provide the necessary conditions for a child. Neglect can be physical neglect, medical neglect, abandonment, etc. None which allow the child to have a positive outcome. In Sri Lanka, all of this applies, but they only started acknowledging it in the 1980s. And over the years, over 11,000 cases of child abuse and neglect have arrived annually. However, they have reduced over the years due to globalization and the influence socially. Any social media that talks about child abuse and neglect allows there to be awareness brought to the topic, as it not only informs people about their rights, but also opens them up about the issues. Social media posts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter allow people to understand the importance of the topic and how it can affect one person's life.
I think of Sri Lanka and visiting here when I'm in the village and stuff, and I can see my own country 30 years ago in the same place where it was scary to report things when I was a young child, and then over the years to watch it, policies and advertising developing in the United States, I can see this country kind of following the same path.
The third UN Development Goal, good health and well-being, connects to help reduce child mortality rates, and through severe child abuse cases there can be deaths. Child abuse and neglect connects mainly towards the well-being of a child, as it is their physical and emotional health that matters the most. The UN is working closely with Sri Lanka towards increasing the well-being of a child through social development and awareness projects.
The fact that we're more global means we're more connected. And when we're more connected, we have more access to different countries and different cultures and the events that are taking place in those countries. When we're more connected, we are able to communicate better with these countries, which means we're able to understand what the issues are.
The UN Sustainable Development Goals cause nations to change and allow people to have a better well-being. However, the current generation in Sri Lanka isn't that connected socially. But through globalization, the exposure, and the set UN development goals, the next generation of Sri Lankans will have different views on the issue, as they are much more aware of the gravity of the subject. The connections created through globalization have allowed there to be awareness brought to child abuse and neglect. This awareness has been promoted through social media and social developments, as well as NGOs like the UN have created these universal sustainable development goals, which cause other nations to pressure each other into obliging them. This pressure applies to Sri Lanka and has brought attention towards the ignored topic of child abuse and neglect.
It's happening here, it's happening now.
It's happening here, it's happening now.
It's happening here, it's happening now.
Happening here, it's happening now.
It's happening here. It's happening now.